mirror each other in a second here. In Art's opinion, he's like, that came down to, you got some basic strikes, and then you have basic shapes. Because that's enough that people can retain, and in the heat of the moment when all the adrenaline kicks in, your fine motor skills are fucked. You can't do anything. All you have is gross motor movement.
Yes.
So what he told me, he says, take your kids, you start with ceros, okay, your basic zeros, okay? You start with that, inside, outside. Then you put together basic figure eight, forward figure eight, reverse figure eight. And even if that's all they ever learn, take that and get them to the point where they can apply that under pressure against any random strikes. He's like, it's not pretty, it's not super like advanced or complicated. He's like, but it is enough to get them started. So long story short, that's kind of like what he broke it down to, and that's what I try to do with my kids. Like I'll take them, I grab them by the ear. Hey, we're doing some esgrima today, and we start with shapes. We just start with shapes, and then if I can get their attention long enough, we'll get into like some formal deliveries.
Nice.
But not a whole lot after that. At least not yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. What is the pedagogy? Where do you go from there?
Yeah, what do you do in between to take their minds away from what they were doing, still keep them interested, so when you bring them back, they're not completely bored with the next step?
Yeah.
So you say your kids, are these your actual kids or your students?
My actual kid, no, my
17 children.
Yeah.
Yes.
All 17 of them.
All 17 of them. Yeah.
Even the little one, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But because I'm trying to get a feel for this, because I love that you got that from art, and it sounds like it's something you want to perpetuate.
I do.
And keep
I really
going,
do.
right?
Yeah.
And if you were to open a school and you got a place
Beyond
again,
your garage.
When they come in for that packet of we have a sale, we have 9 weeks, and this is what you learn. If you want to stay beyond that, then we'll teach you the
art stuff.
the actual art.
Right. I thought about this a lot too. Like commercial martial arts, the problem that they have is turnover, right? So what if we set it up in a way that turnover didn't matter?
Right.
So it would just set up, all right, you're going to come in, you're going to do, let's say, a 9-week basic training, and you're going to get just enough
To get you stupid.
to get you going. Yeah, just enough. And if you want more, we can regroup, and then we can level up,
then
do
you go
some
to
more.
the next. Yeah.
I mean, that method of training will probably stay true to our system, straight to.
Well, and that's why I bring that up, because the way you were talking, I just already envisioned it in its complete thing. It's like, oh, then this is what you would do if you offer this packet at $2.99, whatever you do, right? Whatever the price is, but that would be enough to sustain those groups of people that come in there, no matter what week they came in, because you'd start the week all over again anyways. But I guarantee you, by the end of the 9 weeks, for like 3 times of 3 different groups of 9 weekers, you're going to get a whole class where you could then say, okay, now we're going to do the real curriculum beyond the 9 weeks.
Right. I've thought about this a lot too, man. Maybe some of this needs to go back to the old way, where people get an introduction, and then from there, almost like craft guilds, like masons, aprendiz, compañero, maestro, and you work your way up. And the new people, they just get kind of like a 9-week crash course. You like it? Cool. You can then kind of become an apprentice, and we can do more.
So what I do in my classes, or like when I get new students, I always say, look, you're going to have to do at least 2 or 3 privates with me before I put you in the fold with the other group.
Yeah.
And then those 3 weeks is what I'm, those 3 classes, I'm showing them all the basic ideas, fundamentals, blah, blah, blah. And then when they get into the real class, and they don't feel uncomfortable, they'll stay. Right. Because, you get thrown in a bunch of people who already know their shit.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to stay.
But you've given them an onboarding process so that it smooths out the experience. That's what it's all about. I think that's really important. But it's hard to do it's almost impossible to do this in a commercial setting. Which is probably why most Filipino martial arts is kind of the old way. People are meeting in garages or parks. Yeah. Backyards, whatever.
One-on-ones, maybe 2 at a time.
You live out here?
I live in Sacramento.
Sacramento.
I was going to invite you to one of our classes, and you'd see what we actually do.
I would love to come out and visit. You guys are in the Bay?
San Francisco.
In San Francisco, all right. In San Francisco proper?
Yep.
What part?
Both San Francisco and South San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay.
Silver Avenue, where my house is. And then we have a school that we train, or a gym that we train out of. That family of ours is really cool, because they, it's a neighborhood gym. Okay. And they really treat you like family.
That's cool.
Very cool people.
It's one of the best places that we've ever got. It's the only place that we'll ever play at, because they're so helpful in everything. I mean, the people who own it, Futaba Gym. We're doing this plug for you guys because we love you.
Physique Magnifique, 387 Grand Avenue.
Yeah, but they're amazing because when you go in there, they're not just going to teach you how to push weights. They're going to tell you about the nutrition. They're going to tell you all the good, the pros and cons. And I mean, they give you everything, and it's for the same price. They're not, they're not saying, okay, if you want to learn this, we're going to, But you go in there, and you find all these other instructors for different things. You have a boxer in there. You have jiu-jitsu. You have FMA.
Yeah.
And just all these different people that you can just hook up with and talk to.
Yeah.
And they give their own prices. Everybody's kind of independent of each other, but they all work together.
Oh, Olympic weightlifter.
Olympic
like
weightlifting,
an actual. He was the Olympic weightlifting team's
For
coach
the
for the U.S. for like 2 different years.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, dude, he's a freaking legend. Like Jim Schmidt. If
People
anyone knows
come
the name,
from all over the world to come
to
train.
train with
Okay.
him. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love the sound of the setup. Give people an opportunity to build actual relationships.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yes.
only way you can learn anything. Is
No,
like
well, that's just
actual
it. Yeah.
relationships.
If you're just
Oh,
a
and if you
face-
want to get your nails done too, there's a studio in there that they do it.
Yeah.
The daughter does it.
But it's just so crazy because, like you said, what a relationship you gain with everybody on a personal level.
Right.
It's
Yes.
not, you're not just a name on the badge. It's okay, yeah, you click it and you go work out. Goodbye.
Yeah.
No, they actually will sit there. They'll watch you a little bit and say, oh, you could be doing this and you should try this.
I think most real disciplines, arts, whatever you want to call it, are really based on the depth of the relationship you have with
Absolutely.
your coach,
Absolutely.
your trainer, your master,
And
your
this
elder.
this place is cool because the energy that like it builds. Like you'll see somebody and say, oh, eventually you just start saying hi to somebody randomly and you see them on a regular basis. Then before you know it, you know their name and you're talking to them. You're like, oh, hey, Rob, how you doing? And it's like, oh, yeah, how are the kids? How was your vacation? He's like, wait, how'd that happen? Like you think back, you're like, wait, when did we start talking like this? So it is a really cool
Yeah,
energy
you'd
to be
get
in.
a kick out.
Yeah.
You'd have
Love
one.
it.
And it sounds like that's the way you want to be.
I think so. I think we need it. Like as our technology takes over our lives, our world, we
As it
lost.
takes?
It already has.
Yeah, bro.
It's done. It's done. Like these opportunities.
Look where we're shooting the show on.
Hi everybody. Make sure you log into your phone. And, take some
Tell-
time.
tell Suri you love her.
Say hi to a physical
Yeah,
person.
and it's a real shame that the world has come to that they're not so personable anymore. I mean, we try to keep our classes
As
very
much as
personal.
possible, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
try to keep
Sorry,
everybody.
funny side note. I never hit the timer, so I have no idea how long we've been talking.
That's all right.
God damn it. That's okay. I love the discussion because this is just like a natural. This is just a great conversation.
It really is.
We're all over the place, but we're nowhere.
We're nowhere. All over the
try.
place saying nothing.
I try. Wander.
But somebody has to play dad.
No, I know. Well, I was trying to, but now I'm just gonna keep time from now on.
It brings up an interesting point that I've taken a bunch of different martial arts, and back in the day, it was much more personal.
Absolutely.
Because back then we were getting real beatings.
Yeah.
They didn't have this law of things and the liability and all this bullshit that they have now.
Yeah.
So we, back in the 70s, you were actually getting hit by the instructors and anybody else. You'd go home with broken things and then whatever else.
Yeah.
But nowadays, they don't do that. They want to stay a certain distance from because with all
The liability.
yeah, and the lawyers saying, oh, that guy touched me funny or whatever else, and it's like, whoa. So they really just try to have a hands-on. And
It's called a punch.
you can't learn martial arts without getting hit or
No,
touched.
it's
It's like,
impossible.
come on,
It's a contact
sport
experience.
Life is a contact experience. Right?
But it's gotten so crazy though.
It is. It
that
really has.
The instructors are hating it because they're like, I can't even do certain things. So
But I think that the positive that comes with that is that you get real gems
yeah,
from students. You get those that are like, I don't want to be this way anymore.
Yeah.
And even though it takes a little longer, they finally break down that wall and they become these awesome warriors, but the nicest people.
Totally.
You know?
Absolutely.
So I think that's the only positive that comes from all this is that you start getting better quality. Because there's some assholes out there in the martial arts world.
oh yeah,
There is. There is. Art used to tell us at the end of all our trainings, the way that we would train with Art was pretty aggressive. Art,
Right.
Yeah, we know it, yeah.
Some
Yeah,
people
we've seen
used
it.
to describe Art, like a thug, but Art would always tell us, he wanted us to be, and he'd tell us in Spanish, he wanted us to be caballeros. And a caballero in Spanish is interesting because linguistically he has layers of meaning. A caballero in the oldest sense is a horseman. From there, a knight. So a caballero is a knight. But then, in modern usage, a caballero is a gentleman.
right.
And so,
Or
which one
nobleman.
did he want, or nobleman?
Yeah.
Which one did he want us to be?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah, and in that sense, we were a knight. We're ready.
Right. So when did you
We're
learn
ready.
how to ride a horse?
I knew that
during
kind of
sex.
writing.
He's like, I gotta go.
Don't end up
I
with
know.
17 kids.
He was writing all
Without
the time.
knowing how to stay on.
Yeah. He was writing all the time.
But I don't know. I guess again, I got real blessed, you know. So I met Daniel Suze on an accident. At that point, I asked him, "Was like, can you show me some more?" He invited me over to his house, showed me some stuff. I'm like, "I love this. Can we do more?" And then from there, I got to just train in his living room,
Right.
in his home. And so I got to learn, I mean, the really, really old way, just at the feet of the master.
Wow.
And then from there, he introduced me to his teacher, that's Art Gonzalez. And same thing, when you train with Art, we're not like in a strip mall. No, we're in front of his house
Yeah.
with his turkeys and animals pecking at you. And, you know, like, again, like you're learning like in the oldest way, an actual relationship. That's what I want to get
Right,
back to.
yeah.
Like I got an opportunity to develop like an actual relationship with these
Know him as a
individuals.
person and not the master with the gi
Absolutely,
and the
man. And some of the
I
best
can do no
things-
wrong here. Hey, your wife is calling you. She's mad you forgot to bring the turkey.
Some of the best things weren't even like the physical training. It was actually just getting to sit with him and hear stories of his life.
Right.
You know,
right.
for him to give what he calls his buen consejos, his advice, his life advice.
Right.
You know, those were the real gems. Those were the real gems. The rest of it, the hands, the drills, the this, the that. I mean, yeah, I love this too, but
Do you train with Mike Cardenas? Do you train with
when
him?
I can. You know, so the way it plays, I like to view it as a family. Like,
Right.
you know,
You
you have like an
promote.
elder in the
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
So right now, our elder would be Daniel Cizon, and then there's older brothers, there's younger brothers. I kind of consider myself like one of the younger brothers.
Really? You're not the redheaded stepchild?
I hope not.
I don't know. Mike was saying.
Because I've heard some things.
Yeah, Mike
I'm
says.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Cinderella
I'm kidding.
or something. No,
Cinderella.
no. Cinderella or something. But no. You know, so Mike to me, like Mike and George and a couple of the other guys, those are to me like I look up to them like my older brothers.
The older one.
You know, they started with art before me, and in
Right.
that sense, they got to have more
Right.
experiences.
They're the Koyas.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the way that I look at it, man. Those are like to me my older brothers. I don't get to train as much with him as I would like to, even though Sacramento's not that far. It's far enough.
Is it a
that-
dream of yours at some point to open a school?
Not so much to open the school, but definitely to pass it on. Like
To
I
pass
think
it on.
this idea of taking the youth and getting them involved, that does mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, when I was a little kid, you had mentioned being a little kid and wanting to do martial arts and coming from like a poor family. It's not really possible.
Right, yeah,
It's not
yeah,
really.
yeah.
It's not impossible, but it's,
I got lucky. My cousin owned the school, so I got freebies.
Yeah.
I'm the
they're-
middle child, so,
Yeah.
responsibility and
It's
none
hard.
of the freedom, really.
It's hard. It's hard. Even my own kids, like, for them to do martial arts is expensive. If you want them to
Oh,
go
yes,
and do
yes,
it.
On a regular basis, yeah.
So
See,
I
I'm
mean,
doing
we've gotten
kaiju
to the
right now.
point. Like, I don't know if you guys know, we're in a recession. So you guys are going to the backyard. We're
Right.
Gonna,
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you want to
Meet
do.
me back in the backyard.
Grab a stick. We're going. But so I guess tying that back to the beginning. As a kid, all I wanted to do was martial arts, and it was difficult. So now I get to kind of maybe one of my dreams is maybe make 8-year-old me happy.
Oh,
If I
man,
can
that's
share
awesome.
that,
Yeah,
if I can
that's
share that with other kids and give them an opportunity to do, to do whatever.
You were never 8 years old, goddamn.
They say men never mature past 8 years old. So
That's true.
I'm
That's
probably
true. We're
still
still
8.
eight.
You're Peruvian.
We're
You
still
were
eight.
never 8 years old, goddamn. You had to like clean house. And
You came out as an adult.
exactly.
Fighting, ready.
That's why you had the DVD at the age of
Yeah.
3 walking around. You already knew
Wow,
shit.
did you say DVD? You know it was a VHS tape, bro.
Oh, damn.
In one of the black cases you have to snap.
It was.
Okay.
The ones you take from.
He got the good one. He didn't
The
get
ones from
he didn't
Blockbuster
get
you
the
never brought
cardboard
back.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this cover. It's
Man,
nice.
okay, so no joke though, Blockbuster had some of like the best skip tracing ever because they would find your ass no matter
Oh, yeah.
where you
I
move,
bet.
and
Yeah.
charge you for that.
I think it was a
movie.
front for the CIA.
Could have been,
I
yeah,
maybe.
because
Oh,
they
maybe.
did
Think about
find. They didn't care where you were at.
They would
found you.
find your
Yeah, I
ass.
remember that.
Think
shit.
about like a network that was available just to collect everybody's IDs, information, what they like to watch, what kind of shit they were into. I think Blockbuster,
Yeah, you and I can have a lot of conversations about that shit. then. Never
Blockbuster
mind.
was a front for the NSA.
I think so.
Yeah, think about
And
it,
they
guys.
kept
I
racism
kept
alive.
on checking the numbers. Oh wait, that guy looks.
It's like this guy watches a lot of weird shit. He's on a blacklist.
Let's check his library. No. How to build a bomb. No. He's learning how to fly in planes.
You know,
This
yeah, there's
motherfucker.
there must be some truth to that because you kind of wonder, how did they find me? I moved 3 times since.
You know what the funny thing is about this conversation is that we keep roping him into some random ass tangents.
Yes,
and he's the one talking like, wait, we're never on point, but we get him every time. Look, because he was like, yeah, no, that was.
Folks, we lost this like 30 minutes ago.
That's how we do it, guys.
That's exactly. This is a colleague conversation.
Definitely.
It's definitely what it is. I don't know how much time since last I checked, we've been doing this for another 10 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
So should we do a demo?
Yeah, let's go. Do you mind doing a demo with us?
Sure.
Good.
All right,
So
cool.
we're
We're gonna reset. We'll be right back. We'll figure out how much time we've actually been doing
I
this
have no
shit,
clue where we are.
and we'll go from there. So hold on. We'll be making this up.
All right, folks, we're back here with this young man. He doesn't have an actual
Remember his
title.
name? Do you remember his name?
Alex.
What's his last name?
Vega.
Vega. That's his maiden name.
Bushman. See how fast I went?
No. How you know? Yeah.
You like how
you built
you-
time for yourself. I get it. Yeah.
Boom.
No worries. That was a good try.
So we're back here with this young man. He's going to show
Cuerdas
de
and
Cortes, right?
Yeah.
Some decuerda, yeah, let's play some decuerda.
So what is it, Tenios?
Yeah. What's that?
So that comes from Maestro Gilbert Tino.
Okay.
So
It's a person.
Gilbert Tino, we can tie this back. We're talking about is decuerdas Filipino, is
Right.
Spaniard. So Gilbert Tino is decuerdas. Gilbert Tino taught Art Gonzalez. Gilbert Tino is Filipino.
Oh, okay.
So Gilbert Tino taught Art taught Daniel, and so on. That's kind of how the change is.
Crazy how he's still alive.
That's pretty cool.
Tino.
Gilbert Tino's.
He's not alive. Oh, well, because he said he is Filipino. I'm like, oh, shit,
Yeah,
he's not
he
alive?
is.
I could say
Yeah. He was Filipino.
He was Filipino.
Past tense.
Now
he's.
he's rest his
All right, so I'm gonna walk away from her because he's too.
dingbats.
But I think they're gonna do something more than just fighting because they're gonna start talking about Mexico or like
Conspiracy theories,
Anyway,
bro.
conspiracy theories.
on.
So I'm out of here.
Blockbuster in the agenda of the CSA.
So let's play a little empty hands. Let's take a look a little bit at our grappling. The grappling is a little different. So let's take like a jab and a cross, right? All right, jab, all right, cross, right? But now we're gonna close. And this is very typical.
Right.
We're gonna close in tight.
Right.
And then from there, it's very common for them to shake and move and shake. Get them to wind and unwind. Shake,
Oh, that punch really makes a difference.
You see it on this side.
Yeah, folks,
Super
because you didn't see what was happening.
So like a jab, pound, cross. We're gonna grab. We're gonna come in nice and tight. And then decuerdas is all about spiraling. So we're gonna spiral. We're gonna wind. Right, because I'm gonna unwind. And that's very, very, very common for our grappling. We're gonna tie them up, and then we're gonna start shaking. We're gonna start winding. We're gonna start spiraling. Decuerdas is really a lot about the spirals, the unwinding and the winding.
Okay.
Let's take a look at something on the inside. So jab crossing it down, okay. And again, maybe I'm going to bite down. Okay? And again, we're going to start spiraling. We're going to start spiraling.
Oh. Damn, that's intense.
You know, and then art was real great, just depending on your background. The decuerdas fundamentals, at that point, once you got it down, you can start at it. So like I had a Japanese base.
Okay.
So let's see, let's put okay. Okay, and then again, let's say we close, all right, and now maybe I want to throw, right?
Nice.
So that's what was great about it, man. We could just like build. Once we have some nice fundamentals and do what we want to do. Let's play. Let's go there. Jab, jab across. Maybe another one. Okay. All right, let's roll that. So on and so forth. And that's kind of how the decuerdas empty hands will play. We're going to enter and then we're going to close. We're going to pull them in nice and tight and then we're going to shake them. Let's see what's another one that we might like.
That we might like.
A jab. Okay. Another one was very common art. We grab them and start. Yeah. If you can't see that, we're going to turn.
Oh, that's jarring as hell.
Okay. And then from there, she tipped them.
Damn, that's like just a sack of potatoes.
Well, this is very personal.
Very
up
loving.
Close,
Very loving.
Very loving. Very loving.
Folks, I have to point out that the simplicity of it all is it's just that. It's incredibly simple, but it works so well because it's so simple. There's no, like you said, you mentioned earlier that Art always talked about how when the shit hits the fan and your adrenaline's pumping, fine motor skills are out the window.
Yep.
None of these really take a lot of refinement.
You know, so Art, we weren't really, you know, when the shit hits the fan, you're not going to be able to tap dance with your fingers.
Right.
So you might lose sensation of your arms, you know, and so that's why it's so important to oscillate our core, to move, and that's kind of how this all ends up playing out.
And then also the control and bringing things in.
And then nice and close.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's pretty much like the most basic principle of the guardas.
I think it's very much at the core. I think it's very much at the core. Bringing them in nice and close, share your love with them, and then
sanguinate the shit out of them.
So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
You know, what I loved about that is that Nain was getting so much love, then he gets thrown away like a cheap whore that he is. I loved it.
Okay.
You know, I saw that. I was
He
like...
read me well. He did.
He's like, oh, I love you. That's it, and he's out.
Yeah, it's true. It's the story of my life.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I should charge more up front.
Is there anybody you want to shout out to?
Anybody you want
friends
to...
or...
You know, shout out to everybody that came today. Thank you guys. And then, of course, my teacher, Daniel Cizon, my brother, Mike Cardenas, and thank you guys. I appreciate
BA
y'all.
Collaborative. No. Thank you for being on the
This
show.
will be out in about 4 weeks.
Nobody, 4 weeks. This is the 4th one we've done today.
Okay, dope.
So you'll be out there. Be sure to like and subscribe.
I will indeed. Everybody like, subscribe, grab your neighbors, share them.
Hug them and
Hug
then,
'em and then
drop
drop
them.
'em.
But remember, it's a dual action. So as your shoulder pushes on top, this pulls on the waist, so it topples the center of gravity. I'm just saying, you know, because he made it look easy,
He sure
and it
did.
felt like he wasn't working that hard. But there's a
No, I don't even see any sweat.
I know he didn't even break a sweat. What the fuck? All right, folks. As always,
Wait,
this is another great colleague conversation
with me, Rich,
and me, Nain,
and this young man,
Alex Bushman.
Vega. Bushman.
Bushman Vega.
Bushman
The
Vega.
dad's comes first. Come
There
on,
you go.
Latino.
Well, no, in his family. Let's go with the
Oh, the mom. Yeah, she was a badass.
She was
So once again, 3, 2, 1, cut!